PJ Miller here, Brian Humphries, Camas High School. Brian, how you doing today?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, kind of tell the people at home a little bit about you.
I'm Brian Humphries, went to Camas, as PJ said, and I recently won the 4A state championship for Washington. It was our home course, Camas Meadows, so that was pretty exciting.
So you play kind of in Washington. It's a little bit different, I think, than Oregon because you guys play your kind of districts are kind of during the fall time. Is that correct?
Yeah, and Oregon plays during the spring.
During the spring. So you actually had a pretty long layoff in between when you actually played like your districts and then when you actually went to state.
Yeah, it's true. Just had to practice hard over the winter to make sure we didn't get rusty.
So when you're doing all these things and you're kind of in that in between period. How do you keep your game from like slipping, or what kind of things do you work on?
Just same practices during the summer. I play winter tournaments, non-high school, against basically the same people from high school play those tournaments too. So it's still really good competition during the winter, and that keeps my game sharp for the big tournaments, high school.
So you've been playing with sounds like a lot of the same guys, and you're a freshman this year. So a freshman winning a state championship. I think we got a fun fact that we're going to bring out a little bit later about that. But so what were your expectations coming into this year? What did you think that you were going to be able to do?
Since I knew Camas Meadows pretty well, it's my home course, my team's home course. I figured if I had a really good week, I could finish top 3. I knew the competition was going to be really good during the tournament. So I'm a freshman, and obviously my expectations weren't huge. There's a little bit of a disadvantage, but I was definitely happy to pull off the win.
So at the beginning of the year, at being a freshman again, what were your expectations for the actual year that you were going to have? Did you know the players that you were going to be going against and kind of figure, hey, I got a shot to do really well this year? Or was it kind of like a learning process as you went through the year?
No, I pretty much knew who I was going to be playing against, and I'd competed with them well in tournaments outside of high school. So I figured, I have a chance at this. I'm going to have to play really well, but I think I can do it.
So, playing in all of these tournaments, is it, I'm an amateur golf guy, I love to go out there and hack away and have a huge slice and
that's fun too.
Yeah, to not have the pressure. But when you're out there and the pressure's on that, golf is such a unique sport, and that technique is so critical in it.
Yeah.
How do you, in those pressure situations, how do you deal with that and make sure your technique stays good?
I just have to rely on all the practice I put in and trust that it pays off on the course. I guess you have extra time to think about it, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. But it definitely helps just to practice a lot and make sure that you have everything, muscle memory and everything ingrained.
So as the years going on, you're playing in all of these tournaments for the high school. Talk about kind of your approach to golf and kind of how you get better as the year goes on, and take the ups and the downs, because in golf is even more so than I think in other sports that you can go out and you can eagle a hole and then you can go out and double bogey the next hole. The turnaround from going from good to bad is so dramatic from hole to hole.
Yeah, you just have to understand that's going to happen. You're going to make big mistakes, and you just you have to play to your strengths and make sure that you don't let one bad hole just get in the way of ruining your entire round, because you have a bunch of holes left to play after it too.
Yeah. So I work with your mom, Robin.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how we got introduced. And golf is one of those interesting sports because, if you're at a baseball game, everyone's just kind of sitting in the stands. Golf, it's such the range of where you're playing at. It's so big, and people follow you around. Is that the same way in high school? Are there people following you around, like family members, friends, people like other high school players that can kind of follow you as you go?
Usually the other high school players are playing their own matches while I'm playing, but my mom's a pretty dedicated follower. She's there pretty much 24/7. At state, I had probably 20 or 30 people out watching, just because it was my home course and everybody was pretty excited that I was in contention. Yeah, occasionally people come out and watch though.
That's good. So is there does that energize you to have those people there, or do you completely block it out and no one's there?
You try not to think about it. You realize that they're there. Sometimes it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's nice to have their support too.
Okay, so you talked a little bit about Camas Meadows. How often do you guys get to play out at Camas Meadows?
During the fall season, we pretty much just go out and play every day. We have free playing privileges there. So, we definitely take advantage of that because that's a really great golf course.
So, who's your coach out at Camas?
My the coach of my golf team is Ed Givens. My personal swing coach is Harold Bluestein at Tri Mountain.
Okay, so how do they help you with your golf game?
Well, Harold focuses on my swing mechanics and what I'm doing wrong technique-wise, and we just try to target that to make sure I'm able to practice the right things and be consistent on the course. And my coach, Mr. Givens, he lets Harold deal with the swing part of it and tries to just give me enough practice time to just be prepared on the course and mentally aware of what I'm going to be doing out there.
So is one of them more maybe like a physical coach, and one of them kind of helps more with the mental aspect of it?
Yeah, my high school coach is probably more my mental coach instead of my swing instructor.
So what kind of things does he teach you?
He just tells me where he thinks I should miss it on the course, and sometimes he'll make suggestions on my swing, but he usually leaves that to Harold. And sometimes he'll show me drills that I should practice that he thinks might help me perform better on the course once I get there.
So you're out on the course, so we talked about people walking with you. Are your coaches, are they walking with you? Are they walking in between different players, or do you have like your swing coaches walking with you the whole time?
Usually just my high school coach is walking with me in matches. My swing coach is pretty busy, so he can't always come out. He gets out there sometimes, but my high school coach is really helpful because he can give me advice on the course during tournaments, what club I should hit, where the wind's coming from, what people hit on the last hole.
So is that kind of like how a caddy is when we watch golf on TV? It's
similar, yeah.
So they're there, like if you got a putt or a chip, he can kind of tell you what the slope is and how far it is and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah, that's nice. So do you go out? Obviously Camas Meadows, when you were at State, you know that course. But when you go down to a place like play Bandon Dunes or play Langdon Farms or any of those other golf courses that are around here, do you go play practice rounds before you actually play in the tournament?
I play tournaments if I've never. I play practice rounds if I've never played the course before. But most of the tournaments that I play now, I've played the course a couple times over the years because I've been playing against the same people in the same tournaments for so long.
So who are some of the guys that you competed against that did a pretty good job this year?
In State, there was a kid named Lee Wang, and he was from Eastlake near Seattle, and Eric Ansett, Eddie Ablar, he's from Union, Vancouver. There was a pretty wide range of guys.
So when you're on the golf course, golf is definitely a different mindset and demeanor when you're out playing it. Football, there's guys bumping chests and doing stuff like that. Is there any trash talking for golf?
No, not really. We don't trash talk very well.
You don't trash talk very well?
No.
Do you guys like fist bump each other and stuff like that?
Maybe when we're out practicing as a team.
So it's pretty calm and reserved as compared to a lot of other sports.
Yeah, we're not gonna be out there tackling each other.
You don't just like Happy Gilmore. You don't want to just go.
No, not quite that.
Do you ever get that urge to just like some guy makes a 12-foot putt right in front of you and it's like, I just want to go tackle that guy right now?
Sometimes it's a little bit frustrating, yeah.
Talk a little bit about your teammates. Golf, it's pretty much a solo sport, but there's a team aspect of it. You guys all play together. They do like state, they do team aspects as well. So talk about some of your teammates.
Our varsity team, we all practice together and we play together basically every day of the week during the fall. And then the people that qualified for the postseason, we all practice together in the spring, and really brings you together. It's a good way to make a lot of friends if you want to play high school golf, for sure. Yeah,
because you guys are pretty close because you guys are walking the whole time. It's again, it's different than other sports where you guys just pretty much are hanging out. You guys are hitting your shots and then you come back together and you talk and then you go hit your shots so I would guess that there's that camaraderie that you get with a lot of other sports, but it's going to be a little bit different than it is maybe with other sports.
Yeah, you spend basically 3/4 of your time talking with the kids and then the other time just playing, but it definitely forces you to talk with the other people you're playing, get to know them.
So, do you ever have any are there ever conflicts with teammates, or is it pretty much everyone just kind of chill and relax?
No, we definitely like each other a lot. We have a lot of fun out there.
So, are there any good pranks? Any good stories you could tell about somebody?
Not that I want to tell, no, but we have one pretty good prankster on our team at Camas.
What's his name?
Brett Ball.
Brett Ball. What's the funniest thing he's ever done?
He just does stupid things. Like, for instance, we were going to go play a district practice round at Tri Mountain, and we left from the Doc Harris Stadium, and he just left his clubs in the stadium parking lot, and the course is 40 minutes away. Our coach wasn't very happy
So he
about
waited
that.
until you guys were all the way back before he noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Did Coach make everybody ride back, or did he have to just go with?
No, he just had to go and sit in the clubhouse for 2 hours.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, he learned his lesson, didn't he?
I'm sure he did.
Did you guys razz him about it?
Not too bad, no.
Wow. So you're a freshman. Obviously, you won state, so you're really good. What is that dynamic of being the underclassman and being with kids who are older, but still being better than them, or more accomplished maybe than they are? How does that dynamic work in the clubhouse?
I don't think anybody's like mad about it or anything. They understand that it's actually helping the team to have me on the team, and they can. It's not like they don't give me advice or anything. I mean, they've played these tournaments before. They know they have information that I don't about the tournament, and they can still help me with the mental side and the courses and stuff.
So do you guys, when you guys are walking those practice runs, are you guys talking a lot about what the shots are going to be and those kind of things, kind of like the caddy issue? Are you guys talking about a lot of those things?
Yeah, some of the upperclassmen kind of remember stuff from last year, what they did wrong, and what they think would be a good strategy for me on certain holes.
Okay, so one of the things that a lot of people, when you're watching golf on TV, you hear the experts talk about like pin placement.
Yeah.
What is the significance about where they put the pin?
Well, basically, just where they put the pin basically decides how conservative or aggressive you want to be with the shot. I mean, if they put it close to water, you can't really go straight at the pin in case you put it in the hazard, because that's a one-shot penalty, and that's really gonna put a hurt into your round. And then the front, middle, and back of the green are the pin locations, and that adds or takes away yardage from the shot, so you have to be pretty precise with each iron shot, and having distance taken off or put on can definitely change what club you're going to hit.
I was talking, and I think I was talking with your mom yesterday, and she was fairly excited. She let me know. So why don't you tell everybody what you were doing yesterday and what happened?
Well, yesterday I was playing an Oregon Junior Golf Tournament at a country club in Albany, and I shot my personal best score, 63. Hole down the last hole actually from 100 yards to do it, so that was pretty exciting.
Wow.
Yeah, broke the course record too.
Nice. Congratulations. Yeah. That deserves a high five right there.
Thank you.
All right. So what did you shoot? You had no bogeys, right?
Yeah, I had no bogeys, 5 birdies, and 2 eagles, so I shot 63.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is an awesome job. Great job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, your mom was really, really excited about that. So.
Sure she was.
So freshman, there was a stat I heard, and I'll let you maybe explain it. The last freshman who won in the state of Washington, what was his name?
Fred Couples.
Freddie
Yeah.
Couples, which anybody who knows anything about golf knows Freddie Couples, PGA Tour.
Yeah.
That's some pretty esteemed place to be at with someone like Fred Couples.
Mm-hmm.
So does that put expectations on you? Do you put expectations on yourself to try to do anything more than what you can?
I don't think so. I think it's just a cool thing to be related to such a golfing great. I mean, anybody who plays golf knows Fred Couples. They all love him. So.
Yeah. Coming out to the next state tournament, you've had districts. How did you do at districts?
I got second at districts. A kid from Union actually shot really good in the last round to beat me. I mean, nothing I could do. He just played super good.
Yeah. And then so you had districts, and then you have this long layoff.
Mm-hmm.
What was your approach when you were having that off season to get state? You didn't win districts, but you still did really well. So you still got a shot. So yeah. What is your approach? Are you just fine tuning, or are you working on specific things that you think you need to work on?
This off season I just worked on trying to fine tune my swing mechanics. Just make sure that I had everything all figured out for the tournament, just so I wasn't on the first tee thinking, oh my God, where's this shot going? That was basically my focus, and I worked with Harold a lot over the offseason. That definitely helped my consistency.
So you're on the first tee, first hole of state tournament. What are your nerves and what is your pressure? That
was pretty scary. I definitely wanted to play good in front of all my friends and stuff at my home course. But I hit one right down the middle, and that definitely helped me, nerves-wise.
All right. Well, congratulations again. You got any shout-outs or anything you want to say to anybody else?
Just if you're an aspiring golfer, work hard. I mean, it's all you can do. Hope for the best.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian Humphries, Camas High School. Thank you very much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.